Good evening and welcome to Open Line. Once again, we are talking about teen dating violence. It is Teen Dating Violence Awareness Month, but truthfully, it's really just domestic violence because it starts at a young age, it reaches to adults. And with me right now we have Chris Buford and we have Lindsey Moreland with the District Attorney's Office in Davidson County. Lindsey, let's talk about something that we briefly talked about social media earlier. Unfortunately, now that's also kind of this ground festering with pictures, and unfortunately kids are now sending lewd and inappropriate pictures, which then can obviously backfire.
Right. We see this. It's becoming more and more common where, a boyfriend or girlfriend will send their significant other. They will send them pictures of themselves that are improper, especially for a child under the age of 18. They do not understand the repercussions. Then what happens when they break up is, the boyfriend or girlfriend who has those pictures decide to send them to all their friends. They might put them on social media. That's what we see a lot. And then, the victim will come in and he or she is just mortified. Their parent has found out, they're mortified. They don't want these pictures all over. So we deal with that quite a bit.
What do you do?
So I think the kids need to be informed. They think this is okay. They think they can't get in trouble. If all the children are juveniles, then the girl, let's say the female sent the picture to her boyfriend, and then boyfriend sent it to a couple friends who then they sent it. Every single one of those people can be charged with dissemination of child pornography.
So I just want to make that very, very clear. If you have a teenage son or daughter, if they send via text whatever this picture might be, they will face they will face the law.
And there is, a juvenile sex abuse registry they could go on, and then we really get in deep when we talk about the 17-year-old girl who her boyfriend just turned 18, because he's in a whole slew of adult problems at that point. He
or she hasn't really started their life, so another reason to obviously have a conversation with your child. We have Rebecca right now. Hey Rebecca, what is your question?
Hi, as a teen, how does the order of protection work against your abuser?
So orders of protection in juvenile court are a little dicey. Magistrate Melinda Rigsby hears all the orders of protection, and if you don't know what that is, it is an order saying that the parties cannot communicate or see each other through friends, nothing. It's supposed to
no direct or
indirect contact.
Right.
So the Magistrate Rigsby believes that the order of protection law is very kind of choppy for juveniles. So usually what she will do is she will hear both sides and issue a mutual stay away order saying that if either party has any contact directly or indirectly, they could either one could go to jail.
Okay, so how long do you go to jail? Does it all depend?
It does depend. How many times they were contacted. Orders of protection are civil suits, so we're usually not involved in that unless there's a violation. A lot of people hire their own attorneys for that, or it's just the party against party. But it depends on the situation. I think it's 10 days for every time they violate.
Yes, if the order of protection is in the temporary stage, oftentimes if something happens and the police become involved, or counseling agency that helps you obtain the order of protection becomes involved, until you can have a full hearing, they'll give you a temporary order of protection. And so a violation of the temporary order of protection can lead to being held in contempt and 10 days for each violation.
All right, we have Lucy who called us back. Hey,
okay,
Lucy.
I'm going to try again.
Okay.
Hey,
Y'all were
Lucy.
talking about orders of protection?
Yes.
Okay, that's what I'm trying to get to. If I'm an adult, although I mentioned adult violence, because this all is going to go this way the rest of somebody's life if they don't stop it, that's irrelevant. If I have a child, and I'm that child's mother, and that child has successfully gotten this predator to stay away from her, finally broke that chain, and the guy calls the mother you know, because he's going to manipulate the mother now. I have seen that go to, that's the foot in the door that I needed. I'm back in contact. I'm in the loop. Because that abuser considers that mother or father an invitation. So my question, I guess, would be, somebody just brought up this juvenile order of protection. As the parent of that juvenile, should I not be required to not have contact with that abuser? I'll hang up and take your response off the air.
Thank you once again for calling.
Yes, that's indirect contact. You know, they should not be calling you. And the only way that the court or the police find out about that is if you, as the parent, say, look, you know, my daughter has an order of protection against this other guy, or there's a mutual stay away order. He continues to try to contact her and me, and then that's when something would be filed. The problem is a lot of times there's nothing done. Like the parent or the child, usually it's the child, will not turn that person in.
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
So the question is, it sounds like Lucy's asking, can the parent
get in trouble?
Can the parent get in trouble, or can the parent go and seek out an order of protection regarding what's going on with their child?
Well, both. Let's answer both.
Okay, so in juvenile court, the parents can be involved in the order of protection process. They absolutely can be involved in that process. And so...
do you have to have the child's permission?
So, unfortunately, what we see occasionally is the order of protection has been filed and mom or dad wrote it out, and then we have the child there and they are really not wanting to break up. So you really have the mom. So that gets really, you know, touchy. The parent can see what's happening. They can see their child being manipulated, and the child has not broken that connection yet and wants to hold on. And in that case, it is just, it's very hard, and that is what, you know, the judges are there for, to make those decisions.
So the experience in adult court can be a little bit different. Say, for instance, you have an adult abuser and you have a teenage child who's a minor, and so in adult court we have dockets just about every day where orders of protection are heard, and judges make decisions about whether the temporary order of protection that is sought once maybe a police report is filed, or whether when an arrest occurs, in the adult system, 18 and over, judges make a decision about whether those temporary orders of protection should be issued for the length of a year. And so, yes, you know, parents can be involved in that process, and sometimes there are instances where the judge will hear the information from the hearing and decide whether the order of protection should issue or not, and maybe even when a teen doesn't necessarily think that it's the right thing, but if the hearing is had and the judge determines from the testimony that's had that it should be issued, the judge can issue it.
All right. Great questions, guys. Again, if you have any questions or comments, please call us 615-737+. We'll have much more after the break.